Alrighty, YouTube, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how you should be building and what to prioritize when building your A2. I didn't do this for 2B, unfortunately. And I don't know if I'm still going to, because I think at this point we've already got the gist of it. But A2 is definitely a character that a lot of people keep asking. Like almost on every single one of my videos, I get at least 10 comments saying, "What's your build? How do you build her?" Da da da, and stuff like that, right? So we're gonna cover it here, how I build her, what I believe to be the best stuff for her, and why. So make sure you guys subscribe and like, and let's get into it. So first off, let's talk about her skills, right? Obviously we know her skills do, but to quickly summarize it, on her first skill, when you use her burst skill specifically, you get a massive charge damage and explosion radius buff for 15 seconds. Her second skill, every time you use a full charge, you do have damage increased when attacking parts, and then just final attack as additional damage dealt to targets when using a full charge, right? And then her burst skill, it's basically a permanent burst skill where you get an attack buff and a charge speed buff permanently until your HP falls below 40%, right? So she's a very, very nice character there. A character that her whole kit surrounds her doing normal attack damage, essentially. Now, what should you prioritize? Easily, the answer is her burst skill and her first skill. The second skill is cool and stuff like that, but this is definitely your last option, right? Right, I would say try to get your burst skill as high as possible, like genuinely, because the higher your burst skill, the lower the HP you're losing, right? So, and then of course the higher the charge speed, the higher attack buff, nice as well, right? But the higher the burst skill, the better it is for you, right? Because you want her to lose as little HP as possible. And then obviously the first skill, when you use your burst skill, the charge damage and explosion radius, the higher that is, the better she's going to perform as well, right? Charge damage increased by 110% at level 10, and then your explosion radius increased by 100% at level 10 is very, very big. For 15 seconds too, by the way. This is not for 10 seconds, it's for 15 seconds. So it's very, very big. So definitely make sure you focus on the burst skill first. This is the most important, and then skill 1, 2, and then skill 2, 3. So burst skill, skill 1, skill 2. That's the order. For cube, I give her the resilience cube only because one, this cube has reload speed, and then two, it has the highest stats for me. Now you're probably wondering why not give her a Juntin cube or onslaught, right? The ones that actually, you know, benefit charging, like charge damage and charge speed. And the reason why is because even though you would think this character wants charge speed, it doesn't really matter for her, because the problem is you can't spam her charge because she has this little animation that just wastes time, right? When you build up charge speed, the whole point of increasing your charge speed is so that you're able to spam your rockets. The thing is, the charge speed will help you, of course, right? It will still make you charge faster, but if you still have to deal with this little animation that takes like a second to go off, look how long it takes for it to shoot. Right, to bend your sword and then shoot like that, it takes way too long, right? So there's really just no point of giving her charge speed, in my opinion. There, you can give it to her from the overload, which we'll talk about in a bit, and again, you can give her the Injuting cube, but I feel like it's not even that crazy, right? Right now mine is level 3, it's not even that built, but it's only 1% charge speed increase. I mean, it's not really gonna, I don't even think at level 10, I think at level 10 it's like 3%. Let me see. Yeah, no, at level 10, it's 2.12%. So it's really just not even that useful, right? I would probably still try to give her the resilience cube, realistically, right? Because the reload could be very, very nice for a rocket launcher. That's probably her best cube. Again, you can give her the Juntin cube if you really want to. You can give her onslaught if you really want that extra damage. At level 10, that goes all the way up to 5%. So if you really need that, then by all means. But I think her best cube in slot is honestly going to be resilience for me. Now, obviously, overload gear. When you give her overload gear, you want her to have, you know, I think this one is very obvious. You want her to have attack percentage, because remember, anytime she uses a full charge, she'll be doing additional attack, a final attack. That includes your overload stats, right? So basically the percentage, the attack. Oh, let her talk. All right, but anyways, the attack percent you get on your overload will go into your kit, of course, and your damage. But yeah, attack percent for sure. You can give max ammo capacity if you really need to. I mean, it's a rocket launcher, it doesn't really, you know, I have ammo capacity only because it's by force. Like, I just can't remove it. But my ideal ones are increased attack, probably increased charge damage as well, and then probably increased crit damage. That's honestly what I think I would want. Attack increase, charge damage increase, and crit damage personally. The crit rate is cool, but like, remember, Nikke's already have a base of 50% crit rate, right? So it's already like a 50-50 chance they're gonna crit, right? Because I don't think there's any crit resistance in this game. So if you notice, I actually tested this on live, but on average, we were critting like literally 50 and 50, right? It was literally 50-50 on average. So critting in this game is not really that hard, so I never find crit rate to be, you know, better than crit damage when, you know, going for those rolls in this game. But I do think, you know, for me, and what would be your best would be attack percentage, charge damage, and crit damage. For me personally, I just wanted to do insane numbers, and that's where I'm going to get my charge damage. From charge damage, attack percentage, and crit damage is where I'm going to get those insane numbers. So yeah, like I said, you can give her charge speed if you want. You can give her crit rate if you want. You can give her max overload or max ammo capacity if you want. But I think this is a character you want to just have her do nothing but damage, and attack percent, charge damage, and crit damage is where you're going to get your most benefit out of. Now, in terms of her best partners, obviously, this one is a very big one because she only works realistically if you have a healer on the team. The moment she falls below 40%, which she will not be able to use her burst skill. So how do you do that? By compensate. You just bring a healer to compensate, right? So I think her best partner in slot is Blanc. I think her best partner in slot is Blanc. The only problem with Blanc is you need to have her with Noir, right? This character. You need to have her with this character right beside A2. But I do think this is her best healer in slot because anytime you use Blanc's burst skill, remember, all enemies already are taking increased damage, right? Their damage taken is increased by a big percentage. All enemies. And then she's also healing every 1 second of her final max HP, and after a full burst, which is very good, she's also healing more of her final max HP for 5 seconds. So literally this character will non-stop be healing you, right? She will be non-stop healing you, like kind of as consistent as Rapunzel, but only if you have Noir on the team. That's the only downside realistically. But I do think this character is her best partner in slot because, again, the damage taken is no joke. Her having that on top of A2's burst skill and her mode be active at the same time, it's a big damage, right? So there's that. Obviously, next best option is Rapunzel. The only thing is you want to have all your healers have more HP than your A2 because, for example, the percentage these healers have are very low for the average player, right? So my Rapunzel is only at level 5 skills, right? She only heals 3% of her final max HP anytime we use a full charge, but her HP is at 1.1 million, and I believe my A2's is either higher right now. Yeah, my A2's at 1.2, so you need to make sure your healers have more HP so that you can run them consistently. I can't use Rapunzel with my A2 because she's just not going to heal consistently. She's going to get out. I'm going to lose more HP with my A2 than my Rapunzel is going to be healing because my HP is low level. Now that's obviously because I have no levels on my look. I have her full set right here. I'm ready to give it to her, but they're just not leveled up, right? So they're just not leveled up. You get big HP from leveling up stuff like this, right? They're just not leveled up. I can't level them up, so that's the only unfortunate thing. But Rapunzel, definitely one of great healers with her. Another good one is Mary. Now Mary is a great healer with her if one, your Mary should again have a lot of HP as well, right? Because Mary won't start really healing until you get to, I want to say, that second or third burst skill. 0.81% of caster's final max HP is not going to do nothing, right? The thing is, when using this this Mary, you definitely want her to have, again, more max HP, and you also want to have her on a team with good burst generation, right? If you could keep spamming full burst, because remember, this stacks when you use full burst, not when she uses her burst skill. So anytime you enter a full burst, the faster you can get into those full bursts, the better she's going to be healing, right? And these all stack. So by the time you get to that third burst skill, she's guaranteed healing. For me, it would be 8%, 8.5% of her max HP. That's more than enough to keep. That's literally double of what my A2 is losing. The only thing is she only heals for 5 seconds. But again, if your burst generation is fast and you have already passed the third full burst, you're going to be able to overheal before she gets to 40%. So there is that. Realistically, those are the characters you want to use with her. Obviously, there's other characters like Alice is a good option if you want, you know, charge speed increase, more of that. Uni is another good option if you want charge speed increase. But I don't feel like your priority should be having characters who buff up her damage more. I feel like the first thing you should figure out is who your healer is going to be, right? Since she is an attacker and does skill off attack, there's a lot of characters who can buff her. Liter is one of them. Privity is another one. Like any attack buffer will help her out a lot, right? Any crit damage support mask will help her out a lot too, right? But if you're going to use her with mask, you definitely want to make sure you're running her with Rapunzel or Mary as like your first burst skill. Well, if you're using Mary, she has to be your burst one guaranteed, like the one you're using. And then Rapunzel, she has to have insane HP because you want to make sure she doesn't fall below 40%. But realistically, A2, fantastic character, just a bit iffy with how you have to use her and stuff like that, but it's good results either way, right? I mean, it's never really bad to bring a healer with you. I feel like everybody really kind of needs a healer in this game anyways, right? So, yeah, but that's how I would build her. You guys let me know what you think. It's your boy Zxous, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.